I've been in business for 8+ years, and from the years of 2018 to 2023, I helped co-found and scale my first venture, my first real multi-seven-figure company to $8 million in revenue. I left that in December due to other ventures. I have 4 startup ventures right now that are the main sources of income: Ethereal Courses, Slender Giants Agency, Only Ads, and Media Mate. 2 agencies, an esoteric kind of blueprinting for people's clarity, and then essentially high-ticket consulting for marketing B2B teams. And I am going to condense in this video, Alex Hermosi style, everything very quickly, fireside chat without the fire, everything that I have learned in business over the last 8+ years. And hopefully you get some value out of this to not make some of the same mistakes and to hit home where the things that you should focus on and hit home on are. I will always start with this. Business is 2 fundamental metrics. It is money in and it is eyeballs. If you do not have a way to get money in, nothing else matters. If you do have a way to get money in, I am trading ABC for XYZ. I'm trading value for money. They're taking my value. I'm getting money in exchange. Boom, congratulations. You technically have a little bit of a startup, a venture, or a business, but it's time to scale that with the second part, eyeballs. How do you get eyeballs? You get seen. Organic content, paid content, websites, landing pages, the ability to advertise, market, and sell yourself is the most important thing. No matter if you're a high-ticket consultant, a coach, a service, a product, a digital product, a brand, a B2B, it doesn't matter who you are. The ability to get seen is more important than almost anything. I've been in the game for a while. I've networked with some of the best billionaires and some of the best in the industry in multiple sectors, and everyone I've ever talked to always says, if you cannot sell, which is essentially advertising and marketing, nobody is going to buy your product. And if you have the best product in the world and nobody knows about it, marketing, get seen, visibility, eyeballs, then you're not going to get the first thing that a business is, money in, which is the oxygen and lifeblood of what business truly is, money in and eyeballs. Number 2, advertising is simply, keep it very simple, letting people know that you and your offer or your services or products exist. Marketing is the presentation and the overall wrapper of sex appeal and the frame of context of letting people know about your advertising or that you exist. Get it? Sales and selling and closing are what you have to do a lot more of when you fuck up the first 2. But inextricably, like Alex Hermosi would say, on a continuum, gets so much easier to sell and to close when you master the first 2, or at least do very well in the first 2 of advertising and marketing. But I want you to think of the whole process, every single thing, subconsciously, consciously, directly, indirectly. The whole process is sales. Like the animal kingdom, like baboons showing their butts, like birds dancing to each other for mating. Everyone from a Hinge profile to a Bumble profile to Tinder to anything, to me putting this video on, to the way I dress, the car I drive, the house we live in, everybody is selling themselves at all times, whether they know it or don't know it. Everything is sales at all times. It's why you wear your hair a certain way. It's the clothes you wear, the car you drive. Like I said, the ability to sell is the ability to present well, the ability to convince, and the ability to make something desirable. And it's a frame of context and it's presentation. It's the wrapper of all things. There is nothing in your product, services, or business that you should be not looking at and overlooking. You do not want to overlook the presentation of everything from the content, the way you speak, the way you present yourself, even probably the way you sit and your stature. What is the message that you're trying to convey? Now, when it comes to business, an offer is so important. Do you have a stellar offer? Because if you do not, you are just going to get commoditized with the rest of the industry, and then you're going to have to price gouge like Amazon FBA sellers and dropshippers and Etsy store creators basically have to do. This person sells coffee, this person sells coffee, this person sells, 10,000 other coffee sellers. Let's just keep bringing down the margins until nobody has any money left. But to stand out and to be a category of one is to have a really good offer and market it in a way where you are different. If you sell coffee, how do you sell coffee? Who's your demographic? Whatever it is. I'm giving you a commoditized example of literally the most common thing on earth you can sell. Coffee is as basically common as oxygen these days. My point is simple. be different, stand out so you're not commoditized, which is essentially blending in with everybody else. And most people overcomplicate how simplistic it is to get into business. The first thing you want to focus on when you get into business is a saturated market in the big three. Here's what I mean. The big three markets are based on human survival points. Everybody wants to be richer, everybody wants more love, or love in general, and everybody wants to be healthy or healthier. Richer, in love, and healthier. So the point is, each one of those big industries or markets has already a saturated following, a hungry audience, a starving crowd. They need what you have to offer if you sell in those. The riches then are in the niches to say, instead of, hey, I'm just selling people how to, find love, I am going to niche down and kind of funnel my prospect or my lead or my client or my passerby and visitor into what exactly I'm selling so I can charge a premium with a guarantee. Case studies, testimonials, social proofing, which are the most important part of analyzing a good offer, is getting people to convert, is showing that people have before. And if you don't have testimonials yet, or you don't have conversions yet and you're brand new in business, then stack the statistics of why you can back up the claims, your services, your offers. But let's roll it back for 1 second. The whole thing is getting in those three markets and then finding the niches and sub-niching down to get more detailed so that when the demographic that is reading your landing page or your website or hearing your paid ad is going, oh, okay, you're not just showing me how to find love, you're showing women, right? Let's bring this down. Almost like an inverted pyramid. Let's get to the point. This is where the people buy, the funnel, so to speak. That's why it's an inverted pyramid. Okay. Find love. So love industry, boom. Selling to women, more specific, alienating the men. Women from the ages 28 to 45, boom. Live in Miami. High success CEO businesswomen who've never really found love and are bad man pickers, which I've heard copy like that before. The whole point is when this woman, this 35-year-old woman that lives in Miami that's built a couple companies but hasn't found love or has picked the wrong men because she spent too much time in career, when she reads that ad, Nancy is going to be like, oh my God, this is for me. Now you can charge a premium because Nancy knows it's exactly for her versus going to Barnes & Noble and Nancy picking up a book and being like, show me how to find love. Yeah, okay. There's 10,000 books on how to find love. The more specific you can get in your market, industry, genre, and niche, the more you can charge a premium. And when you outline your landing page and the way you're going to market your offer to whatever the offer is, products, services, consultant, whatever it is, book a call, CTAs, whatever it is, whatever it's outlined to do, make it so attractive that you hook, you start with a good hook. So instead of saying, I'm going to show you how to find love, a hook to grab attention from viewers that are doom scrolling all day on TikTok and Instagram and Pornhub and every social forum there is and reading the new Rings of Power season finale, whatever it is, you gotta hook them immediately with a good call out. Who's the demographic and what are they, like what's gonna take them to the next line, what's going to take them to the next subject matter, whether it's an email or, like I said, a sponsored Instagram ad or literally any form of an offer trying to get attention, is instead of, hey, I'm going to help you out to find love. No. A good hook or a much better attention caller and a way to like grab them and stop them in their tracks and stop doom scrolling would be, you're going to be alone and die alone if you don't do XYZ. When the reader or the person or the client or the passerby, the prospect in the demographic that you want starts to see that ad, they go, oh my God, I'm going to be alone and die alone if I don't do what? They're now hooked. Then when you tell a really good story in that ad or that landing page to make it relatable and add social proof that you have legitimately done it for other clients or you know how to do if you haven't yet, which is a little bit of gray area because the whole thing that's going to sell your offer and anything that you're selling, whether it's a school community, whether it's literally a product on your website, a service, a consultation, a book session, whatever it is, a membership tier, whatever, recurring, is who are the case studies and who is the proof. The more social proof you can do possible of 5-star reviews, raving fans, past clients, current clients, anybody that's happy that they have done a transaction with you, these are the people you want to showcase. Screenshots, do that. Post it on your wall, do that. Get the videos, put it in your ads. The whole thing is we are pack animals by nature. And the psychology of buying, think about the psychology of someone buying a product. It is what I call the dam break of trust. So think about back in the day, let's roll it back here. Back in the day, in the 90s, you would have to see, say, a Clorox commercial or a detergent or a Capri Sun commercial 9 times statistically until your brain registers, I trust that I need this, it's gonna do its job, and then I actually make the purchase 9 times. So not only, think about it, let's reverse engineer this, not only in modern day ads of YouTube ads and not traditional, Capri Sun commercials on cable, but in the 90s when you're watching Friends and Seinfeld with the family, but actually being on social media and seeing these ads all day, when you're looking up the new Chris Brown song, then a Ford F-150 ad comes on YouTube, that's what we're talking about. You have to see it about 9 times or your brand and your content before people want to buy and trust you enough. So the dam, like water and dams, think about this for a second, this analogy, the dam builds up with so much trust, but once the dam breaks, all that interest, all that intrigue, all that desire, like water, like flowing waters, the dam breaks and the flood of buyers come running through, and this is where your purchases are. So the whole thing about hook, story, and then present them with an offer and a value ladder, as Russell Brunson would say in .com Secrets, which he made famous, the whole thing is spending most of your time on the hook to even get their attention, because if you can't get their attention, nothing else matters. Then making it trustworthy and relatable with social proofing, guarantees, and analytics and statistics and anything you can do to add and stoke desire during the copy, good copy, relatable. I was in your shoes at one point. I thought I was going to lose all hope. I hated my job. This 9 to 5 sucked. I can't believe I was there. These people were almost evicted, et cetera, et cetera. But you found the solution to their problem. So your specific demographic is not only hooked, they are completely convinced this is for them. You've been there. You could provide the solution. You've done it for people before. There's a guarantee if they're not satisfied or they're not happy, or just in the fact of you're basically making them feel more comfortable. You don't want to make them feel uncomfortable on the page. You want them to feel super comfortable so that by the time they get to the offer and stacking the value so much that making it sound like this is $3,000 value, this is $5,000, so $20,000 in value for $1,500 today. This is how you market well, so people salivate over the offer by the time they get to it, like Frodo with the one ring every time they look at it, like, my precious, I need this. That's the whole point. Best business lesson I can give you in this entire video. A confused buyer is a non-buyer, and the biggest misconception about a running business is all your money that comes in is from the front end of sales and building your sales teams to then get more money in. While that's partially true, retention and onboarding to keep clients happy to then upsell and keep buying later and ascend through your value ladder of low ticket to mid ticket to high ticket to ultra high ticket, like $50,000 masterminds or lifetime purchases, et cetera, et cetera. The whole point of this is to make sure that, number one, your customer is not confused on the initial buy. A confused buyer is a non-buyer, and a confused lead is just a passerby, essentially a visitor. The whole point is to get them to know exactly what they're getting, what it's going to do for them, the benefits, the desired outcome, and literally everything from A to Z. If I'm not a buyer, to becoming a buyer. And then once they're in, the process of onboarding, like a baton pass, onboarding, and then legitimately having a whole client success team. Literally, these are real things. You need to have a whole team dedicated to client success and essentially just client clarity, that the minute they come in, they are met with, this is how password recovery works. This is the first steps you should do. These are the first people you should talk to in our community. This is the first moderator you want to talk to. This is the first video to watch, so that they don't refund and charge back, and then you lose the bottom line. And now you're literally losing money that came in initially. The whole point to get more money in with a business is not just front end sales or front end marketing. It's to keep your current people, your current clients, your current roster, your current buyers happy and happier to keep purchasing and purchasing more. And think about it like this. When someone starts into a new industry or a new activity, I want to run marathons. I want to be a card pack opener like Gary Vee on those channels. I want to get into day trading. I want to get into website creation. The minute someone buys their first offer with whatever new industry or activity they're getting into, their brain is literally telling them they are that now. I cannot tell you when I was in film school in my early 20s, I'm 34 now, but in my early 20s, how many people would say, or I would even say, I'm a filmmaker now. Okay, I guess that's kind of true, but when an actor would go in their first audition, I'm an actor now. When a marathon runner starts to run their first race to prep for the first marathon, I'm a marathon runner now. Okay. See how that they train themselves to convince themselves that's what they are because they finally took the leap to get started? So think about it. Let's roll it back to you and your business. When somebody actually pulls the trigger on, say, a low ticket, like whatever, a day trading community, and they buy a low ticket a month or 3 months in, they've convinced themselves that they are day traders now. So what are they going to want? More things that day traders need. Computers, gear, setup, training, DVD courses, et cetera, et cetera. If you are a marathon runner and you did your first run or your first race or your first marathon, you're going to want the next one. You're going to want iPads, you're going to want carrying cases, better shoes, better jackets, parkas, whatever it is, fleeces. You are going to then need more. So the worst thing that any business can do, in my experience, and I ran a really big enterprise with my 2 business partners for 5+ years, thousands of members, recurring monthly members, memberships to quarterlies, to annuals, to lifetimes, high ticket building sales teams, 50+ employee roster of literally teammates to help this, some paid, some not. When you're really good, you can actually get some free work in exchange for other valuable things, et cetera, et cetera. But my point is the worst thing you do in business is not take care of the purchaser immediately on purchase, like immediately. The first impression of your business when they buy that first 24 hours, that first 48 hours is the make or break whether they're going to be satisfied. Leave a review, and if they're really happy you do take care of them, you want to ask for that review immediately, especially if they're really satisfied. And second, they're going to continue to be involved with your company because they have a first impression of, if I get this level of support at the low ticket or the mid ticket, I can't even wait to see the level of support and engagement or value I'm going to get in the ultra high tickets. Do you understand how it's all connected? There is no excuse in the 21st industry for not having everything at your disposal. Framer for websites and landing pages, Canva for essentially anything content creation, bufferlater.com for posting and pre-posting and getting ready to schedule your content, to cal.com, to Calendly, to being omnipresent on every social platform. Here's the thing about leads. Again, money in and eyeballs. If you have a way to get money in, then all you need is more eyeballs to get more money in. You need more leads. This is why to scale, you need to really build sales teams and get omnipresent across all socials, because here's what happens. If you're on X selling your services and someone is not on X and they're on Instagram, you're missing out on that opportunity. So you need to be on Instagram as well. But what if you're on Twitter, X, and you're on Instagram, but you didn't get the people on YouTube and Snapchat and Facebook, et cetera, et cetera? There are different demographics of buyers, and all the money spends the same. Whether it's a 60-year-old grandma or a tween that's dancing on TikTok at 18 years old, their money spends the same. So when you are able to, within your industry, within your niche, within your products, within your offers and services, to be able to market to, in a specific way, but to everybody that you can within that specific way, you don't want to alienate. You want to be everywhere the leads are. And this is why organic, paid, omnipresent, and putting out content and basically doing the advertising, shouting out from the rooftops, I have an offer, let you know, the lead, that I and my offer and my product and services and my company exist, right? And then develop a beautiful, beautiful aesthetic of hooks, copy, literal aesthetics, visually speaking, on landing pages, websites, et cetera, to make it compelling, to make it presentable, to make it professional. I say professional with quotes because that's kind of subjective sometimes. There are people out there making $2 million a year with ugly landing pages. And, more power to them. But my point is art and crafting the visual aesthetics is kind of a subjective opinion. So just at least make it professional, but the more sex appeal that you can do, the better, because here's the thing. Beauty sells. This is why we watch Kardashians. I don't, but a lot of people do. This is why we drive Mercedes. It's why we want a Rolex. It's why we want to live in nice houses. It's why we want pools. It's why we want models. It's why we want to be on yachts. It's why everybody's taking photos on Instagram. It's why Instagram is literally, like, if you get a girl's phone number, you don't even give her your phone number anymore. You give her your Instagram. Like, this is a different world. It's all predicated on beauty and presentation and marketing. That's why Instagram blew up. The reason people like Dan Bilzerian get so much attention is because he's with beauty all day. He's doing beautiful things in his life. He's showcasing beauty. Whether you like the guy or not, that's not up for opinion here. The only thing that's up for opinion is business data on the fact that he presents his life very beautifully, so you watch. So your offer and your services and everything needs to be fit for the new age of millennials, Gen Z. Make it beautiful, because they are already figuring out how to do it from 15 to 17 to 21 to whatever. You have no excuses anymore. It has never been easier to monetize your passions, get seen in front of the world, market essentially for free with all omnipresent socials, and like a landing page that I promise you it takes 20 hours to learn how to do anything. Like Alex Hermosi says, I will 100% back that up. You need to learn how to build a website. You need to do Facebook copy. You need to do paid ads. You need to do whatever. It'll take you 20 hours to learn each. Stop being scared and sit your ass down at your desk and just learn the damn stuff. You can put Netflix and chill on hold for a second. Tell your girl, baby, I got to learn how to make money for us so I can give you a good life, whatever. Maybe she says it to you in this new, feminine driven world where, feminist rule and everything like that. You guys get the idea. My whole point, and I'm not biased regardless, men, women, I want everybody to do exactly what they want to do in business. And I don't care if you're a man or a woman, CEO, CFO, whatever you do, as long as you don't hurt people, is fine by me. Go about your way and get successful in business. Here's my point. There is a way to be in control of your business, and there's a way not to be. Here's the way not to be. And I'm not shitting on these. I'm just telling you the business model. Amazon FBA, Etsy store sellers, and dropshipping, even on Shopify, the only real problem with these business models are you are not completely sovereign and autonomous and in control. And what I mean by that is if Amazon puts a regulation out there and screws sellers, you have to scramble and now pivot. But if you have a digital store completely custom built on a website that you created with your brand and you own the email list and you can basically plug and play to any email provider or newsletter provider, Beehive, MailerLite, whichever, GoDaddy, whatever, you have autonomy over your own business and brand. So when you are using these side hustle business models like drop shipping and Amazon FBA and stuff, you don't own Amazon. They can screw you if they want to or need to or accidentally do based on a lot of those factors. A lot of people that were selling, pre-built Amazon FBA stores or Facebook stores, they always got shut down, and people would do this whole scam thing and people would get scammed out of like anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000 because the stores would get shut down. There's regulations, and a lot of those people creating the stores didn't convey that to the actual client that they sold to, which was a huge moral issue. But the whole point is I want people to learn that the more you're in control of your IP, intellectual property, what you have to sell, how you sell it, the platform you have to sell it, and who you're selling it to, and the audience that is literally listening to you daily, you are going to be more in control and be a very successful business that is evergreen and future-proof and kind of, in a way, indestructible. Here's the thing. A lot of people that get into business, like I said, pick the big 3 markets, then sub-niche in. And at least if you don't crazy sub-niche in, pick the 3 markets. Because if you come up with a random idea like most people have, and it's the most bonkers, off-the-wall, party favor idea to keep people laughing and guessing, I want to create sneakers for horses, there's no real marketplace for that yet. So the last thing you want to do in business is go into a marketplace where it's not saturated and there's no buyers. See, the difference between, hey, I'm scared to enter a saturated market because it's saturated versus not, that's the wrong thinking. You want to enter a saturated market. It's just the difference is you want to stand out in such a way that you crush and annihilate your competition, or at least compete at the highest levels. Look, there's so much money out there. There is so much money that there's never someone taking a slice of your pie if you really break it down and think about it. I promise you. I don't care what industry, I don't care whatever. Innovate in a way in that saturated market and industry and sub-niche and sector and big market that you can do it in such a way that it doesn't matter how much competition you have, you're still gonna make a shit ton of money because there are trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars out there being printed. Every single physical device, from a watch to a light that I film this, to this camera, to the building over there, to the bank over there, to the house I'm in, to the pool, everything costs money. There is so much money out there printed from the central banks that literally it's endless. You just have to figure out how to get a piece of it. And it all starts with literally learning a skill set, which you can do in 20 hours, building an offer and a platform around it, a good landing page that you own, a stellar, beautiful offer with presentation, and start getting on these free social platforms like Twitter, like Instagram, and start getting out there, network with the best, go to masterminds, go to meetups. There are paid groups where you can literally pay monthly to go meet hungry people like you that want to get their products and services out there. The ability to network and communicate and to speak effectively and to be confident in you. No matter how you dress, I've always dressed aesthetically. I can see myself in the little screen here. I've always wanted to dress aesthetically like the billionaires dress. No real logos outside of, this is just my logo, TV28, Tosh Bradley, SGA 28. No real logos outside of maybe ultra luxury, because I wanted to kind of look like, is this kid worth $5 or $5 billion? So the point is how you market yourself. You have to be confident with who you are. I've always been confident, looking almost like a street kid who talks business. Look at Alex Hermosi, completely himself. Flannels, wife beaters, and hats, and big beards and long mullet hair, or just long hair, on stage, and he is sought after by all the business professionals in the world. You do not these days have to put up a monkey suit, comb your hair a certain way like Wolf of Wall Street, and go into a corporate office and be what the boomer generation taught you to be. This is a different world. Gen Zs, millennials, the ability to accept someone for their brand and their identity to be themselves is unlike anything in history right now. You just have to have the balls and stop being a pussy to take advantage of being you. And I want to motivate people because they are so scared to get out there, and this is more personal advice, this is more life advice than business, but I promise you, it's going to relate to your business and the way you make content and even do things like this and make ads. Nobody gives a shit about you. And I mean that in a really, really freeing good way. Everybody is worried about their own selves and how they look. So if you're scared to put content out there, like Gary Vee always talks about, like Sally's going to think this and my uncle's going to judge me here and my mom's going to think, who cares? They are more worried about their own lives than you even realize. So stop letting everything you want to build in the new digital age, where you can get time freedom, money freedom, and geographical independence, the best 3 freedoms possible in a business that you can create within literally 6 months, generating revenue to replace your current 9-to-5 or job that you hate or whatever you're doing. It's never been easier. You just have to have the balls to get out there, create something that is of value, present it to a marketplace with a lot of problems, and make sure people want it, and you keep showing up. Consistency is the name of the game, but to have confidence in yourself and your product and your brand and your services and anything that you are peddling and pitching is the way to go about it. You can be a solopreneur, a one-man team, and make millions. I've seen it. Or look, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I am able right now to basically run my 4 main income streams, 2 agencies, and so many more things I'm building because I have help. I have business partners in almost each one of them. I have certain different equity points. So one's 28%, one's 35%. Most of them are 100% because I like to be a little bit more sovereign and autonomous. But the point is asking for help or asking for a business partner to expand operations and bring them in and to relinquish some equity sometimes is the best thing you could do. Sometimes it's the worst thing you could do if you don't vet the person first and make sure that they're adding value. When you hire someone in your company, I've hired many people. We have 50 plus employees in my last venture, MIC, from 2018 to 2023. When you hire or when you bring someone on the team, they are one of 2 options that basically add to the foundation of your business. They make you money or save you time so that you, with that time saved, you can then go make more money. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. People who you hire or people that are brought onto the team in an equity split, like basically C-suite level, CFOs, CMOs, CFOs, CEOs, presidents, blah, 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 vice presidents. When you build your team, the most important part is, am I bringing this person on because they're going to add to the bottom line and make more money, have more money coming in that's going to help the business and the brand, because money in is the lifeblood of business? Or are they going to save me and the whole operation more time so that we can free up our time to go get more money in, get more leads, get more eyeballs, get more visibility, get seen, get seen, get seen, get seen, get fucking seen. So you can get more buyers, which gets more money in. You getting this? Salivating over all of this material that's going to elevate your business. And when you can get a confused buyer to not be confused anymore through reworking your whole material, get them in, get them confident on the purchase immediately, and then literally onboard them correctly and get them retention, they're going to keep buying from you. They're going to buy the upsells. They're going to buy your mid, high ticket masterminds, and you are going to create a brand around basically what Japan did a long time ago. When Japan first came on the scene, they were known for very shitty, faulty products, cheaply made. Now Japan is known for the best products in the world practically. If it's made in Japan, it's good. It wasn't always like that. So if your business right now has a lot of bad reviews, doesn't have the best reputation, doesn't have a great word of mouth, you can always pivot and change it and relinquish an identity of an old identity that you don't want and get the new identity spark. It will take some time because you have to do damage control, and there's collateral and all that. There's tons of collateral damage, but it is key to start and basically front run fucking that up later by delivering value, sauce, fire, and everything good now. So you start with really good word of mouth, which in business, do not ever underestimate referrals, affiliates, and especially word of mouth. They are so important. They are a lot less visible and trackable than what you can currently track that's right in front of you, like ads and things like that. But let me tell you, they are so freaking important. You have no idea. And the opportunity loss of someone basically leaving a bad review and then other people seeing it, or the opportunity cost and loss, the cost conundrum of someone saying, I joined their service, it was terrible. Then they tell 10 people, and those 10 people tell another 20 people. Those are potential buyers you didn't get now because you didn't take care of the one, and the guy refunded. So you lost his initial money. The whole point about business is to protect the whole identity of the business, scale in every way possible as professionally as possible, because they all connect dots everywhere. HR to sales to customer support to onboarding to retention to the initial buy to the guy who's taking the book a call to the girl that's doing this. Everything A to Z is all connected. It is literally systematic. It is the blueprinting of everything. And I promise you, you are so much closer to starting a successful business than you know, but it just takes grit. It takes consistency, it takes confidence in you, and it takes actually learning a little bit of time to learn a skill set that you're truly passionate about. And when you go down the route of passion, you're gonna avoid burnout a lot more than if you sell something or peddle something that you really are just like, yes, maybe it helps clients, but you don't care about it. That's gonna feel like a ton of work. Get involved in the big three markets, sub-niche into something you cannot stop talking about and love, and then package it, productize it, ship it off, and then get involved in work you actually love so you don't burn out and you actually like showing up each day for your products and services or business, whether it's just you or your team, and you actually make a difference for people and help, and you feel good each day and you can't wait to wake up the next day. And that's what I do, and that's what I want for other people. So if you enjoyed this community, I am going to include a link at the bottom to my school community to get started on crafting the most wonderful offers and get started in a community of entrepreneurs and business owners that want to network, get better, and basically present their offers well so that we can get the one thing every single business needs more of, money in, so you can scale all other operations. I hope that was valuable. Signing out.